the short film weren't too bad. The production of it was quite weird. As I've described before, there was a headache with the theme due to it being clean transport. A lot of people, of course, did clean transport did sci-fi with teleportation or time travel. I decided to go with something much more unique to my style, and was just going to have it as a throwaway gag in one of the scenes in the movie. To just say, yeah, I realize what you're doing, but I prefer to do my own little thing. But as time grew closer to the deadline, I realised that there was less and less chance of me to do this properly. So I just went straight into filming instead. The equipment we used was a Blackmagic and my own phone, as well as Blackmagic heavy-duty tripod, as well as some light-duty tripods that I'd had of my own. I'd also used a light ring to light up some of the bedroom scenes, and also used some wall lights to help emphasise a more darker and more drab scene when it comes to the bedroom scenes. People that helped me was Leo Lam, who was also the actress in the majority of the short film. She was the second main lead. She played Amanda, as well as helping me behind the scenes when it comes to filming. She also filmed she filmed majority of the scenes in the warehouse. It went quite well. Obviously, it being my partner, it wasn't too bad to work with. We worked quite well together. One thing that I did initially want was a bigger crew. I wanted ideally Tyler as director. I wanted Noah being camera operator, as well as DOP, and Harvey to be camera operator as well. But due to limitations and the day I decided to film, I had to film majority of it by myself. Again, day one of filming was filmed in my bedroom, so I didn't feel comfortable having my partner in there. But when it comes to the warehouse scene, I do wish I had more hands on deck. We had a little bit of an issue trying to get the warehouse itself, as I initially wanted a big warehouse type deal for this film, and it took me a while to actually get the courage to actually ask. I had a lot of issues with this film now I think about it. A main few of them was confidence in my own skill, and making sure that I followed through with the first ideas, and as soon as things got tougher, asked help from not only Oliver and Dean as well as Tom, but also my fellow students. Like I said, I initially wanted Tyler, Reese, Noah and Harvey for this to work behind the scenes. I'm very comfortable on camera and I'm very comfortable directing, however I can get very easily stuck in my own head, and I need to learn to work with others when it comes to these projects. I'm very good. I work quite well with others. I've actually worked in Tyler's work before quite a few times, as well as George's. So I do work well with others. It's more the fact that I don't feel comfortable asking for help from them, because I feel that they've got enough work on their own plans, and I just need to break out of that uncomfortable area and just go, no, if I need help, I need their help. I'm just going to ask. That I'm going to do differently. If I need help and I need people to work on this film, I'm not going to hesitate to ask for their help. That's one thing that has definitely had a massive effect on all my films, as I've had struggled a lot due to not working with a crew. I'm working in a very much a skeleton crew, only one or two people, and one or two people doing everyone's job. So moving forward from FNP, I would absolutely need a full crew behind the scenes and a full crew on scene. Editing software I used was Premiere Pro, however this made it very difficult to work on it outside of college. So starting with FNP, I'm starting to learn DaVinci Resolve, as it means I can transfer the footage at home and continue working on it whilst I'm at home. So when it comes to planning the scenes and how I logged it all together was very much through, because it was filmed, a lot of it was on my iPhone. I was able to very quickly and easily transfer the footage straight to the Google Doc, and through there I managed to put different scenes, from the bedroom scene to the phone call to even us going into the warehouse made it a lot easier in the editing phase. I had separate bins for that exact reason. I had a sound effect bin, I had a bin dedicated just to the morning scene. I had dedicated scenes straight just to the nightmare, to sound effects to go with the nightmare, so on and so forth. Each area of the project had their own unique bin, from the nightmare scene to us walking into the area, to me pulling up to the area, to even me leaving and Leo going missing. Throughout this entire project was quite easily seen. No footage was missing or lost. No footage was hard to find, as I'd found with some other projects. When it comes to the editing, I had lost or had deleted footage by mistake, which meant it was incredibly hard to then work on this project going forward. As well as using bins, I also renamed a lot of footage to make it a lot easier on my end. So I'd go through a lot of the, because I had, I think, about in total 10 minutes worth of footage. So that was a lot of footage to go through and sift through. So I sat down, I spent the night just sitting down, watching it. Once I finished watching it, renaming it, or just, and I'd gone through it and sorted it out. So I'd renamed it as what it were, and if I was going to use it, quite simply. And then if I didn't use it, I was going to delete it. Once I had renamed the footage and separated into different sections, I then deleted or removed this footage that weren't needed into a separate folder, and then transferred the footage that was needed into the separate bins in the editing software itself. This made it so much easier when it came to the editing stage. It was unbelievable. Because I could quite easily, if I had a corruption on my side when I was editing, type in what the footage was called and drag it back out. This did happen. I was working on a computer, and then someone had got into sat on the computer. I asked them if it was okay if I could just download the footage onto a hard drive. That's completely fine. Once I had started working it again, because I didn't know it was no longer in the same place, but on my hard drive it freaked out. But luckily, because I changed the names, it made it so much easier to find and recover. Honestly, I'm going to be taking this I'm going to be doing this in majority of my work moving forward. If I have the time, I will constantly rename footage, making it easier to find. As having it as a long string of text is just completely inefficient and not fun. To just look for that number is just ridiculous. But if I have, like it says, the wood scenes is missing, wood scenes part 1 is missing, and it's very easy to find. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do for that. The final film was uploaded onto YouTube as well as into my Google Doc. Both are accessible via my Google Doc, as well as the final project is on YouTube. You can't see it on my YouTube as it's unlisted. However, I'm going to unlist it eventually. I am quite proud of this work, and I am going to publish it. So eventually, that shouldn't be an issue either way. One thing that so when it comes to my final evaluation, one thing that I have to say is an absolute must, and I'm glad I did, was that pre-production helped drastically. From my FNP, which I did very little to no pre-production, to this project, the short film, it was a lifesaver. Even when I had messed around with my ideas constantly and waited till the last second to film, because I'd done pre-production, it had helped me a lot. Obviously, I'm still struggling with storyboards, but I'm going to ask Ollie for help with that moving forward, as it's something that I need to be a bit more comfortable with and just do more often. He has said I could use action figures to help frame it and just take pictures instead, which is something I'm going to work on as well. As I know, Tyler does something very similar, so again, it's just trying to work with what I'm comfortable with to get the results out of it. A lot of the help I mainly needed was just a bigger crew and actually scheduling it. I had a quick talk with Ollie not too long ago, and he suggested just building a schedule. So I'm going to be doing a group chat for each project moving forward, mainly from FNP because it's the last one now, where I would put in a schedule, say, hey, everyone free for this time, or when's everyone free to help with this? And then yeah, it could work quite well. Again, if someone pulls out, I can then rearrange it for a different day, and if they can't make it for a while, I'll just have to work with it and ask someone else to fill in. So that's one thing I need to do. The research side was quite well as well. Again, I panicked a little bit, but due to the research I'd done, it made it a lot more easier to recover and made it a lot easier to film. I managed to film everything in about 2 days and edit it all together in 3 days. So altogether, it wasn't too bad of a thing to do. There's still a few things I need doing. Is re-recording my lines. That's more like a side project for myself, as I'm comfortable with the final result now. It's just more like a professional thing. I want to do it for my own personal benefit, mainly. Due to using YouTube as a source of social media, it made it quite hard, but also easy to work with, as I could also make community posts to drum up hype and solutions, could draw up hype for this project with the community tab, and made it quite interesting, something to delve more into. Instagram is something I'm also quite familiar with, so I need to use that more often. When it comes to the schedule, I did not have a schedule, so it's not something I need to work on going forward. As I said earlier, I'll be scheduling working with the crew behind the scenes as well as actors, and it's going to make my life a lot easier. So something I need to do more is do a schedule.